Yo, what's going on, guys? It is time for another reaction video, and today I'm going to be reacting to Copenhagen in reality. Does Copenhagen look as picturesque as on Instagram? This is coming from the YouTube channel DW Travel, so if you like this video, be sure to go check out DW Travel on YouTube and take a look at some of their other content. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. I have no doubt that it is as picturesque as it is on Instagram, because I've already done a few reactions to some videos in Denmark, but let's go ahead and see what they point out in this one.
Copenhagen can look so picturesque on Instagram, but how about in reality? The only way to find out is go and check it out for yourself. So we did. Copenhagen is Denmark's capital, both politically and culturally. Around 650,000 people live within the city limits. We checked out 3 of Copenhagen's most popular spots. Do they live up to the pretty pictures on social media? A photo of Nyhavn is obligatory for every visitor to Copenhagen. The handsome old harbor is one of the tourist hotspots here, as plain to see by the crowds. A meal in one of the many restaurants, or just a walk past the colorful buildings along the quay is an experience not to be missed. Writer Hans Christian Andersen, a Danish national treasure, wrote some of his best-known fairy tales here over 180 years ago. Many of Nyhavn's restaurants serve the classic dish of Danish cuisine, smørrebrød, a kind of open sandwich on dark bread. Often they amount to little works of art.
They do indeed look like small works of art. Before I forget, those buildings they were showing a moment ago, all the colorful businesses or houses, or I'm not sure which they are. If they wanted to change the color of their property, is that something that they can do freely, or is it part of the aesthetic of the area that they have to remain in a certain color palette, or they need to keep their place the same color it is? If anybody knows that, let me know. I would think it would be odd to mandate what the color has to be, but I do know that sometimes, like for instance here in the US, if you live in a subdivision, the HOA, the Homeowners Association, you have to get the color approved sometimes in certain areas before you can just go paint your own house. But it's because they don't want anybody doing like wild colors or anything crazy. They want to keep it within a certain color palette. But since that is such a picturesque area and a well-known tourist area, I guess that's kind of why I was wondering if they have to do certain colors, or once they've chosen a color, they have to stick with that color for a certain time or something like that. If anybody knows that, let me know.
Jeppe Thyssen, chef at the Compasilt restaurant, sees Nyhavn as a place like no other.
When it's summer and everybody's sitting outside, it's just the feel that you want to sit in. There is this buzzing around your ears from the people talking in the corners, and to the guy playing guitar on the side of the harbor. It's just the summer vibe.
Yes, Nyhavn is teeming with tourists, but then such a picturesque sight is quite simply not to be missed. Another top site on social media is Rosenborg Castle. In the early 1600s, the castle wasn't an official residence, but a summer house for the royal family. For nearly 200 years now, the rather modest castle has served as a museum. On display in the Knights Hall is the coronation chair, with legs of narwhal tusks, and the crown regalia and crown jewels in the treasury. The year before the corona pandemic, the museum welcomed over 400,000 visitors.
Wow.
It is impossible to have one favorite object in this collection, because it's full of beautiful, beautiful objects of very important, of big importance to history of Denmark. But you see behind me the 3 lions made in silver. They are some of my favorites in this collection. They are beautiful, and in former times they were used for the coronation.
The castle may be a bit small, but it's big enough to fill a photo or two, and the exhibition is also worth a visit.
Looks pretty big to me for a castle. Unless they're just expecting some gigantic grand structure, maybe like there are over in the UK or something, but looks pretty impressive to me for a castle.
But it's big enough to fill a photo or two, and the exhibition is also worth a visit. The Tivoli amusement park is another must-do in Copenhagen. It had a good 4.5 million visitors the year before the pandemic.
Wow, that's a lot.
They come mainly to have themselves tossed around on the many rides. On the over 100-year-old wooden roller coaster, for instance. The park dates all the way back to 1843 and boasts a very particular atmosphere.
It's really cool, actually. I read online that the grounds were worth seeing, no matter the price, so I came in and had to check it out before I flew out.
I think it's very calm and very easygoing, and it's beautiful.
It's just a landmark in Copenhagen, something we're very proud of. And it's a beautiful park.
It's very vibrant, it's a happy atmosphere. I think that's the best part about it. Makes everyone happy, even adults.
I haven't been to a theme park in probably over a decade, I'm guessing at this point. This is making me kind of want to go check one out, because so I live in Houston, Texas, if you're a new viewer here. Houston, Texas in the US, and we used to have a theme park here. It was called Astroworld, and it was part of Six Flags, which is a theme park, a chain of theme parks in the US. And as a kid, you know, I spent a lot of time in Astroworld, especially as like a young teen when I was, you know, maybe like age 12 or 13 to like 16 or 17, somewhere around there. You know, my dad would buy me and my brother and my cousin and one of my close friends, he would get us a 4-pack of season. It was a family pass, 4 individual season passes. We would get that for every summer, and we would go, you know, 2, 3, 4 times a week sometimes. And then, you know, we also would travel to Disney and Florida quite often. But I think it's been well over 10 years since I've been to a theme park. We don't have, what I was going with that though is Astroworld closed a number of years ago, probably about 15 or more years ago that Astroworld closed here in the Houston area. So we don't have a theme park here anymore. The next closest thing we have is down in an area called Kima. And they have a boardwalk with a few roller coasters. And then there's another one down in Galveston that's a pier, pleasure pier. Same thing with a couple of roller coasters, but nothing like a full-on theme park. So yeah, I need to go check one out. It's been a while.
Happy atmosphere, I think that's the best part about it. Makes everyone happy, even adults.
The €20 admission price isn't the cheapest, but the atmosphere in Tivoli is an experience in itself. These 3 spots in Copenhagen lived up to everything those Instagram photos promised. For more great travel content, please subscribe to our channel.
All right. Well, I thought they were going to show, well, I guess the only place I'd really noticed that they specifically said was an Instagram spot was the buildings that I asked about, unless they were referring to the restaurant, maybe those works of art as they were calling them. That was the other spot. Then the entrance to the theme park, I guess. Maybe that's the 3 places, unless I missed something somewhere along the way. But yeah, this was a short and good video. Gave me a little peek at some different stuff from Denmark that I didn't know about. For instance, the restaurant and the theme park. More specifically, the theme park. I wasn't aware of that at all. So if there's some other content, if you're watching from Denmark, and there is some YouTube videos that you think I should check out or see, please comment below, let me know. I do have a list that I'm working on. I know a few of you have already suggested a couple of videos, and I've added those to my list, and we'll be reacting to them soon. But if you've got some other content I should check out, please, by all means, tell me in the comments and provide a link if you can. If you are new here and you liked this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I will see you guys in the next video.